In the quiet corners of human interaction, where words carry hidden daggers and smiles conceal malicious intent, there exists a battlefield most never recognize. It is not fought with raised voices or obvious confrontation, but through subtle manipulations that eat away at your confidence, your peace, and your sense of self-worth. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, understood this reality well when he wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Yet what happens when that suffering is deliberately orchestrated by those around us? The Stoics knew that true strength lies not in avoiding these silent attacks, but in recognizing them with clarity and responding with unshakable inner virtue. They understood that some people, driven by envy, insecurity, or a need for control, will attempt to diminish others through psychological warfare. But here's what they also knew. No one can break you without your permission. Today we explore 7 signs that someone is silently trying to break you, and how the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy can make you unbreakable. The first sign reveals itself through criticism disguised as concern. They approach you with phrases like, "I'm only trying to help," or "Don't you think you should consider," followed by subtle undermining of your choices, abilities, or dreams. This person has mastered the art of planting seeds of doubt while maintaining plausible deniability. They criticize your ambitions as unrealistic, your methods as flawed, your progress as insufficient. What makes this particularly insidious is how they frame their attacks as guidance, making you feel ungrateful for questioning their motives. Seneca taught us that the wise person distinguishes between genuine counsel and veiled hostility. A true advisor speaks to build you up, not tear you down. When someone consistently offers advice that leaves you feeling smaller, question their intentions. The Stoic response is to thank them politely while internally filtering their words through the lens of reason. Ask yourself, does this advice serve my highest good, or does it serve their need to diminish me? Trust your inner wisdom over their manufactured concern. The second pattern emerges through the strategic withholding of acknowledgement and support. This person witnesses your victories, your growth, your moments of triumph, yet their lips remain sealed. They offer no congratulations when you succeed, no encouragement when you struggle, no recognition when you excel. Instead, they may change the subject, minimize your achievements, or find ways to redirect attention elsewhere. This calculated silence is designed to make you question the value of your accomplishments and create a hunger for validation that they can manipulate. Epictetus reminded us that seeking approval from others is a form of slavery. The person who withholds support is betting that you'll compromise your integrity or exhaust yourself trying to earn what they'll never freely give. The Stoic mind recognizes this game and refuses to play. Your worth is not determined by their acknowledgement. Continue pursuing excellence for its own sake, finding satisfaction in the process rather than in external validation. The third manifestation appears through comments designed to create self-doubt about your abilities and judgment. They make seemingly innocent observations that carry poisonous implications. Are you sure you can handle that? When you take on a challenge. That's interesting when you share an idea, delivered with just enough skepticism to make you second-guess yourself. They excel at the raised eyebrow, the meaningful pause, the subtle suggestion that perhaps you're not as capable as you believe. These microaggressions accumulate like drops of water wearing away stone, gradually eroding your confidence in your own competence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "We have the power to hold no opinion about a thing and not be disturbed by it." The person trying to break you through manufactured doubt is hoping you'll internalize their skepticism as truth. The Stoic approach is to maintain unwavering faith in your own experience and capabilities. You know what you're capable of because you've done the work, faced the challenges, and proven yourself to yourself. Their doubt is their burden, not yours. The fourth sign reveals itself through passive-aggressive behavior that leaves you questioning reality. They agree to your face but undermine behind your back. They commit to helping but consistently fall short of their promises. They use silent treatments, subtle punishment, and emotional withdrawal to express disapproval without direct confrontation. This person has weaponized ambiguity, keeping you in a constant state of uncertainty about where you stand. You find yourself walking on eggshells, trying to decode their moods and reactions, wondering what you've done wrong. This is psychological warfare at its most refined. They maintain plausible deniability while keeping you emotionally off balance. The Stoics understood that you cannot control others' actions, only your responses to them. When faced with passive aggression, the Stoic refuses to engage in the guessing game. They address issues directly when possible and disengage when clarity is deliberately withheld. Your peace of mind is not dependent on deciphering someone else's emotional puzzle. The fifth pattern manifests through triangulation and the manipulation of relationships around you. This person positions themselves as the hub of information and influence in your social or professional circle. They share selective information, create artificial sides, and foster drama between people who might otherwise get along. They tell you what others supposedly said about you, always with the caveat that they're just looking out for you. They position themselves as the mediator in conflicts they help create, making themselves indispensable while keeping everyone else destabilized. This strategy serves to isolate you and make you dependent on their version of reality. Seneca warned against those who profit from discord among others. The triangulator feeds on chaos and maintains power through division. The Stoic response is to communicate directly with the people who matter to you, bypassing the middleman whenever possible. Trust your own interactions and observations over secondhand reports. Build genuine relationships that don't require someone else's permission or interpretation. The sixth sign appears through imitation mixed with sabotage, a particularly twisted form of psychological manipulation. This person studies your style, your ideas, your methods, then presents diluted or corrupted versions as their own, while simultaneously undermining your original work. They might implement your suggestions, but modify them just enough to ensure failure. Then point to the failure as evidence that your ideas don't work. They copy your successes but add their own poisonous twist, creating confusion about who originated what. This behavior stems from deep insecurity and envy. They recognize your value but cannot tolerate your success. Instead of creating their own path, they attempt to steal yours while ensuring you cannot fully enjoy it. The Stoic philosophy teaches us that true creation comes from within and cannot be replicated by those who lack authentic vision. When someone imitates and sabotages simultaneously, see it as confirmation of your value rather than a threat to your position. Continue innovating and creating, staying always one step ahead through genuine originality and integrity. The seventh and perhaps most insidious sign reveals itself when they make you feel guilty for setting healthy boundaries. This person has cultivated a sense of entitlement to your time, energy, resources, or emotional availability. When you attempt to establish limits, saying no to unreasonable requests, protecting your personal time, or refusing to engage in toxic conversations. They respond with manipulation designed to make you feel selfish, ungrateful, or cruel. They use phrases like, "I thought we were closer than that," or "I've done so much for you," or "I never thought you'd abandon me like this." They frame your self-protection as betrayal, your self-care as selfishness. This is perhaps the most dangerous form of manipulation because it weaponizes your own compassion against you. Marcus Aurelius taught that we must be selective about where we invest our energy, for we are not infinite beings. The person who guilt trips you for having boundaries is someone who benefits from your lack of them. The Stoic holds firm to necessary boundaries, not from coldness, but from wisdom. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and protecting your inner resources is not selfishness. It's responsibility. As we draw these observations to a close, remember that recognizing these patterns is not about becoming paranoid or suspicious of everyone around you. Rather, it's about developing the discernment that Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus considered essential to a life well lived. The Stoics taught us that awareness without reactivity is true power. When you can see these manipulative behaviors clearly without becoming emotionally entangled in them, you become unbreakable. The person who tries to break you silently does so because they recognize something in you that they lack: confidence, authenticity, inner peace, or genuine strength. Their attempts to diminish you are actually testimony to your light. But here's what they don't understand. True strength cannot be taken by manipulation or destroyed by subtle warfare. It can only be surrendered willingly, and the Stoic never surrenders their inner citadel. Your virtue is your fortress. Your peace is your power. Your awareness is your armor. No one can break what you refuse to let be broken. Stand firm in your truth, respond from wisdom rather than reaction, and let their silent attacks fall harmlessly against the unshakable strength of your Stoic heart. The emperor-philosopher faced armies and political intrigue, yet found his greatest battles were within. You too possess this same unconquerable strength. Trust it, nurture it, and let no one convince you otherwise.